be talking about 8 items that I've picked out from my 20 item list. We will start off with my album cover. I think that this idea of a materialization was really great because it really gave me an opportunity to explore what songs I like the most and really why I like them. Because a lot of music that I heard, I just listened to it and I didn't really think why I liked it so much. So I think that this was a really valuable introspection. And here are the 20 tracks, and I've included the Spotify link. Next, for my next materialization, we have Morocco written in Arabic characters. So I went to Morocco about 2 years ago, and I really think it was one of my most significant trips I've ever taken. A lot of the trips that I've taken have been great because I've gotten to see a lot of things, but this one's really different because the life in Morocco is so different to what we have here in Mexico that it really is like it is another world. And I think it really opens your eyes to see how people live in other sides of the world and how different life can be for someone. An example I wrote in my presentation was when we were having dinner on top of a rooftop, and I just saw all the tiny houses, and then you could see endless desert, and it was just such a particular sight because in Mexico we always really see houses and then the mountains at the back, and the scenery is always like really the same. And a lot of the places in the world I've been to have had pretty similar landscapes, and Morocco was just like being in another planet. For my next item in my list, I have something that I took a different approach in. So it's my phone. And I think it's something really significant in our lives. Not only is it significant because it allows us to communicate with other people, but I think it's significant to most of us because, in a sense, it presents a challenge. In the world that we're living, I think we're all very influenced by social media, and I personally think that it's something really bad that has happened to us because most of us are addicted to it, and a lot of people seek validation in social media, and we really have become such different people from social media, and I don't think it's for the good. So in the personal challenge that I presented to me was deleting all my social media and getting rid of all these things. And I think it has been one of the best things I've ever done because it not only allowed me to have more time to do things that I actually like instead of mindlessly scrolling through Instagram. But I think it's so, in some sense, like how people describe when they stop smoking, because they can suddenly feel things again that they really couldn't notice anymore because they have lost the sense of smell and taste. And with social media, I think it's even more drastic because you're so glued to your phone most of the time that you don't really stop to take a look around. And really, now that I'm going in the car, instead of going through my phone and just logging in Instagram, I look out the window and I see some beautiful things that I hadn't really noticed were there. And it's something that we go by every day, but most of us don't notice about it because we're so stuck in our screens. Then we have the movie Baby Driver. This is one of my favorite movies for a lot of reasons. Mainly, the first time I saw it, it was just such a great experience. There are not a lot of movies that you can just lose yourself in and then just like lose track of time till you end the movie. A lot of movies I found myself like being distracted because either the things that are happening are really slow or it just has something that doesn't catch your eye. But with Baby Driver, I think it's really a combination between how the scenes are made and the soundtrack that really engaged me in this movie. If we talk about a little of my materialization, maybe you'll see it backwards. I don't know. It's I draw a car that's at the beginning of the film, and then I wrote baby with a gun because it's another poster that I found while looking for inspiration to draw this. For my next object, we have my guitar. I wrote about this a lot in all of my presentations, and I think it's really something significant in my life because it sort of has given it purpose in a sense, because it's something like so difficult to learn, but if you get so engaged in it, you lose track of time while playing guitar, and it's something so great to get better and better every day from practice. And I don't think there's a lot of aspects in life where you can really create something that has never really been done before. And if you don't really have a lot of talent like drawing and stuff, I think that music is also a great outlet to do that. Up next, we have my avatar. I'm not going to lie, at the beginning I thought this project was kind of dumb because I really couldn't see the point in doing so much work about finding out who you are if you live with yourself every day and you already know who you are. But as I went further along with it, I realized that it did have some value in it, because by exploring the things that make you be yourself, you realize that maybe some of the things you're doing, you've really just done because that's the way you've always done them. And I think it really invites us to think about things in a different light. And I think this is why this project has so much value. And on the other side of the coin, we have my anti-avatar. And I think this one's important because not only is it good to learn who we are and what's good about us, but it's also good to learn what isn't good about us and what there's room to improve in. And through the making of this anti-avatar, I realized that there are maybe some things that I want to change about myself, but most importantly, I think that we should embrace some of our flaws, because at the end it also is a part of who we are. And for the very last one, here is my last object. So, if you can see it through the video, it's a drawing of my school abroad, which I've already talked about in my last unboxing, and I kind of sound like a broken record. But I think it's still important that I talk in this activity about this, because it has shaped a lot about who I am as a person. So, what I really consider the most valuable about going abroad was being truly alone in a new situation, because it forces you to adapt and become a new person, because you can't just stick to your old ways if you're in such a new environment. And what going through this made me realize is that there is more to life than just sitting down and playing video games for hours, and it really made something about me change, because I realized that there's a lot of things that are interesting about people, and there's something really meaningful about not only living our lives and enjoying it, but also enjoying it with someone else. Because at the end of the day, even if we had it all, it wouldn't be anything if we don't have anyone to share it with. So this has been the end of my unboxing. I hope that you enjoyed going through this process with me, even though you have to read about 30 other ones. Well, I don't know how many else you have to read. But I hope that I don't know, this sounds really selfish, but I think that maybe you are going to learn a thing or two, not just from seeing my unboxing, but from seeing all of the other people's unboxings and learning how other people's lives are, because we are, even though on the surface we all look really similar, I think that we are really different in how we perceive the world and deal with situations. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.